Hi there, Loy Machedo, speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? The date is 16th June 2018. Time right now is 6:24 in the evening. All right. I wanted to address this particular incident that took place on my Facebook wall. I happened to get a video that was sent to me from one other gentleman in London. And in this video, you have this, there's a, in one of the, one of the shots, you have an imam who's actually praying. He's actually praying. And, if, for those of you who know Muslims, they have a particular style of praying in Arabic, and they accentuate and they extend all the words. Like if I were to, let's say, for example, if I were to say, my name is Loy, my name is Loy, they would go in that format. Okay, so they have a sing-song kind of an approach when they pray to their God. It's like, for example, in the Christian church, they have La la la, yeah, Jesus loves you, that kind of thing. In the Hindu temples, they have la 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 la, they go in that way. And in Arabs, for Arab Muslims, they have, they extend each and every word, and it's, I don't know, it's their way of praying. It's like God up there in the sky or somewhere present somewhere. He's actually listening to these people with these long chants. So in this video that was actually sent to me on Facebook, you had this guy who was actually singing these songs or having his call to prayer, which if you are not Arab or if you're not Muslim, you would find it really, ear-piercing. It's like listening to heavy metal. So if you listen to heavy metal and you don't like heavy metal, how would it sound? So that's how it actually sounds. Heavy metal, sounds. So for a guy who's not into heavy metal, he would find that very irritating. Okay, so in this video, what happened was this guy is having his call to prayer, and after the video, it just switches over and shows a dog, a puppy dog, who's making the sound, and it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. And so the video was kind of funny. I actually found the video funny. And what I did is I posted on my Facebook saying that I watched this video, watch it till the end, let me know your thoughts. Now, what happened is, after I put up the video, I ended up getting a couple of people who commented. I got some guys who sent me private messages and some others who gave neutral opinions. Now, the funny thing was, I did expect, because this was a video about Muslims and a Muslim guy praying with his Muslim prayer, obviously it was, no rocket science here that Muslims would get offended. So there were some respectful guys who said, listen, this is pretty insensitive to me as Muslim, maybe fun for others, this is a prayer. One other guy said whoever made this video is, a dog, comparing prayer to dog, shows what he is. One other guy who was not a Christian, he was not a Muslim, he was Christian, he said, I don't understand why this joke, why this is even funny, why someone would do this. Then one of my friends, she said, I don't find this funny, but I guess people do find it funny. Then I had my British friend who said, oh, I just pissed myself laughing watching this. Okay, so I understand the fact that, for example, if someone joked about, if I was religious and someone joked about my religion, yes, I would feel, hey, what the fuck, how dare you make fun of my religion? And but if someone made fun of someone else's religion, I would feel, no, this is not right. But if, being an atheist, a skeptic atheist who looks at things on a very logical and, with reason and evidence, I know for a fact that each person has his own religion. Each person thinks his religion is true because each person's religious book says his religion is true, his God is true. So you have one, two, three, four, five. All the five guys say, my religion is true, my religion is true, my religion is true. Each guy will say, why? Because it's written in my holy book. So a Muslim guy says, my religion is true because it's written in the Quran, and God, was his words are in the Quran. A Christian will say, Christianity is true because God, spoke his words in the Christian Bible. For the Muslims, it'll be Prophet Muhammad was the holy prophet because, God spoke to him. So he's the final prophet. While Christians will say, sorry, we don't have any Muhammad in our Bible, so he's not true. This is your saying. Then you have maybe a Hindu who would say that, I'm sorry, Muhammad is not in our book. Jesus is not in our book. We have Ganesh, Shiva, Lakshmi, Brahma, all these other gods. So each camp, you have the Muslim camp, Christian camp, Hindu camp, and then you have all the other religions. Scientology, you have, you get the flow. So you have each camp that says, my religion is true because it says in my holy book, but your religion is false. And they says, no, your religion is false. And just to be politically correct, to be diplomatically, they say, no, but all gods are one. All God is one. All religion is one. It is one God with different names. But if it is one God with different names, why don't you have a Muslim praying to Lord Ganesha? Why don't you have a Christian praying to Allah? Why don't you have a Hindu who, reads the Quran? Because in the end, they say, no, that is not allowed, but God is one. Let's do things our way. So people say something and they mean something else. So now coming to this video, people did get offended. What I found funny was guys sending me messages, private messages saying, Loy, expect a lot more from you. I'm unfriending you from Facebook. I don't know. Am I supposed to be like, oh no, you unfriended me from Facebook. You're my friend. You left me. How dare you? You're just you're just a virtual identity who's connected with me on a social media platform. You being my friend doesn't add to my bank balance, doesn't add value to my life. I don't know you exist. So, I don't even check most of the things that these people post on Facebook. So you unfriending me doesn't affect me. You friending me doesn't affect me. As long as money is not involved, you pay money, fine. There can be some repercussions. Oh shit, he used to give me $10,000 a month. He's no longer there. Then it would affect me. But if you're just another virtual, identity and you deleted me, okay, you can just go. I don't even know why they have to give me a message. So the thing, what I want to share through this video is when I was religious, when I was a preacher, when I believed that Jesus was God and Savior and Christianity was true, that time, if anyone would even crack a joke or make fun of me or my religious views or the identity or about Christianity or anything, I would take it very personally. It was as if they attacked something that was so real, because I was born and raised as a Christian. Now, when I was small, I always asked, if I was born and raised as a Hindu, then Christianity wouldn't be real. If I was born and raised as a Muslim, then Christianity and Hindu would be the fake religions, mine would be real. But because I was born as a Christian, I've been taught Christianity is real and Muslim and Hinduism is not. And all other religions, Jews and Sikhs and all that, they're just worshipping man-made. So it's like, me, my religion, because my book says, and my team, and we are going to go to our heaven and all that stuff. So when you look at it from a point of view of being an atheist and a skeptic who looks at evidence and logical reasoning, you realize each religion it's more or less the same story. each person who's born in his own religion, who reads his own religious books, and will say, oh, you say our religion is fake. What about the 1 billion people? Well, there are 1 billion Christians, 1 billion Muslims, 1 billion other religions. So, what's your evidence? Who has seen God? Who has met Him? Who has seen heaven? Who has seen hell? And you'd say, yes, somebody has seen hell. What about exorcism? Where is the scientific evidence? Where's the proof? You have one case in 7 billion that doesn't prove anything. You have one YouTube video where a guy, oh, he's going like this. What does that prove? Maybe he has mental retardation. If, if this religious stuff and all this stuff was real, why isn't it happening on a large scale? Why isn't it happening? Why isn't God coming down now? That is where they have these twisted statements like, oh, you have weak faith. If you had faith, I can twist the statement and say, if you had faith in Shiva, you would know Shiva is strong. Your faith is weak. You believe the wrong God. Or I could say, your faith is weak. That's why you don't believe in Amun-Ra. Your faith is weak. That's why you don't believe in the true God Zeus. So, because it's written in my book. In my book, it's written about my God, because my God spoke in that book, and my prophet Ili-Ra spoke to Amun-Ra, who is the God, and it's written in my book, the book of Ra. Now you'll be like, what the fuck are you talking, man? So in the same way, anyone speaking about their religion is more or less, it sounds the same. The only reason you believe in your religion is because you are born, you are raised, and you have thought this. You take any small child, and right from day one, you drill into them that God X or God Y is the true God, and this book is holy, and this statue is holy, and this. He would believe and buy into whatever story you give them, and that's why they teach religion from a small age till a particular age, teenage, because if you were to teach no religion and you try indoctrinating religion at the age of 20 or 15, you would say, man, grow up, what the fuck is this? So, if you want to unfriend me, please go ahead. If you're not paying me any money, you're of no benefit to me, you just being on Facebook and connecting with me, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't bother me. And you say, oh, you hurt my feelings. I don't, the thing is, I'm not here to breastfeed you or to, poor baby, your feelings are, I don't do that, man. You need to grow the fuck up. So some people find it funny, some people find it not so funny. I don't give a fuck. I have my things to do. So you don't like me, just unfriend me, man. And you can't expect the whole world to follow your, fucking belief. Here's the funny thing. Most, whether it's Christian, Hindu, Muslim, all of them will say, you, brother, if you read the Quran, or if you read the Bible, or if you read the Gita, you would know what God is. In verse 10 of the Hadith of chapter 7 of verse 14 of, it says, do this and that will shine. And come on, man. I can give you chapter 7 of DC Comics, verse 5, statement 7, where Superman speaks to Spider-Man and tells Batman. You know how silly that sounds? So, I can take any of these books and say, this is my religion. Look, here's the thing. If you really want to prove, if you really want to, validate your statement, show evidence. And then you'll twist and say, then who made the mountains? Then who made the sky? Then who? Maybe it's Batman. Maybe it's Zeus. Maybe it's Amun-Ra. How do you know it's not him? And then you'll say, no. But that was a god. Which god? How do you know it's a god and not the devil? How do you know? Just by, it's like me saying, how is it white? How is it that I'm moving this finger? How? Can you explain? It's not God, it's the devil moving my finger. How do you know it's not the devil? And you'd say, no, it's not the devil. But how do you know? So you can bring out these weird ass statements and talk all this shit. It just doesn't make sense. because it's nonsense. It's complete, utter fucking nonsense. And that's where all religions, fail. They can't prove a single thing. They just cannot. All they have is one ancient text, which is like 2000 years old, word of mouth marketing, and there's no evidence to it. There's no stories, and people are expected to believe. As time goes by, people realize, well, uh, you know, this is not real. That's why, as a new generation comes, they don't buy and believe into all this bullshit. And I'll tell you this: you'll always get people cherry picking. Like um, Muslims will say Islam is a religion of peace, but then when you point out what is happening in Pakistan, or Afghanistan, where 40, 50-year-old men are taking small little girls, or you have these terrorist bombers, or you have Shia Sunni violence, or you have, taking a stone and killing a girl, or honor killings, they will say, no, no, Lloyd, these are one-off cases. And then if you ask them, why is it that one man can marry four wives, but not one woman? Oh, it is because she can conceive, so man is allowed four wives. Then homosexuals, no, that is a sin. Uh, and if you leave the religion, some people kill them. So they would have a blind eye to all this. They would just say, no, 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 this is one-off cases. Yeah, even genital mutilation. No, this is one-off cases. It's not everyone. Yeah, the majority of people, mind their own business, do their own thing, but still they worship, they honor, they consider this book, uh, you know, it's perfect. It's supposed to be the Word of God. So when you have the Word of God and it's supposed to be perfect, and you can't undergo any correction, you can't change anything, you can't question anything, blind faith, that's where the root of all the problems start. So, and that is why people make fun of religion. That's why if anyone draws a cartoon of a prophet who they have never seen, they just draw any cartoon, people kill, people shoot, people do commit acts of violence. Uh, I find this so ridiculous and funny that, even if you see in Hinduism, they respect a cow more than they respect a woman. You see in Christianity, oh, Jesus, we love Jesus, but we'll smoke and drink and fornicate and do all that shit during Christmas and Easter. We'll booze, we'll party all night. What has that got to do with Christmas? And what has, it's, it's so funny, People will cherry pick. They will ignore all this. No, no, no. This is not. This is so they'll cherry pick only the perfect verses, the perfect stanzas, oh, peace and love and all that. So, what I want you to know is, for me, these religious concepts are, for me, it's all as to be taken as seriously as someone who is a hardcore Star Wars fan, or DC fan, or Marvel fan. Or it's like somebody coming and telling me, my baby is so smart and so amazing. That's for you. The whole world doesn't give a damn. On people who don't subscribe to your views don't give a damn. So, and I don't have to respect your views. People can believe in drinking blood and or worshipping a stone or a snake. I don't have to respect that. I just find it ridiculous. So if you feel offended, that's your problem. Seriously, if you feel offended, that's your problem. People call me names. I have a choice to feel offended or not feel offended. People say, you're fucked up, your wife is ugly, you're a dog, your mother's a bitch, your father's, gay, I fucked your mom. Oh, good. Happy for you. So, I don't, if I feel offended, that's my problem because it's my feelings, So, I just want you to know that, if you do not like any Facebook post or that, just unfollow the person. So I posted something that I found funny. Religious people get offended by that. That's not my problem. Uh, it's a big world out there, man. It's a big world out there. You can't expect everyone to subscribe to your views, or like, for example, even these people, a lot of foreigners, they believe cats and dogs are as valuable as children. They actually spend money and they, like on this island of Samui, we had this lady who couldn't take care of two cats, and she said, could someone adopt them? And then people jumped on her, attacked her. Why don't you leave your children behind and take your cats? People have all stupid beliefs and practices. So some people value cats and dogs as much as they would value children. Some value their God more than they value children. For me, it's all of them are the same. So anyway, these are my views in terms of religion, in terms of all this religious stuff. Let me know, what do you think? I'm pretty curious to know, what does religion mean to you? Do you think all religion should be respected? If they should be respected, there's a line to be drawn. Does everyone have to respect everyone? Is it respect by default, even if it's something ridiculous? I'm pretty curious to read your views and comments. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Put your comments. This is live from Machedo.com. Who's live Machedo and Think Person Branding, signing off for now. Take care.